For 3 long years, Eala carried the memory of one brutal loss. She didn't run from it, and she didn't forget it. She turned it into fuel. Then, on a scorching Sunday afternoon in Washington, D.C., she stepped onto the court against Olympic gold medalist Qinwen Zheng and delivered the kind of win that changes how the entire tennis world sees you. The DC Open had 1.64 million in prize money on the line, but for Eala, this was about something much more personal. With Filipino flags covering the stands and chants of Eala. Eala, echoing through the stadium, the match felt less like a first-round contest and more like a homecoming. This was redemption, loud, emotional, and 3 years in the making. The story began in September 2023 pulgadas Hangzhou, China. Eala was only 18 years old, ranked número 190 in the world, and facing top-seeded Zheng at the Olympic Tennis Center in front of a roaring Chinese crowd. Almost nobody expected her to survive, but over 3 hours and 11 minutes, Eala pushed the future Olympic champion to the edge. She saved match points, forced a deciding set, and became the only player in that tournament to take a set from Zheng. Eala eventually lost 6-1, 6-7, 6-3, but she walked away with respect and a quiet fire that never went out. Fast forward to July 27, 2026, and everything had changed. Eala had climbed as high as número 28 in the world. She had beaten defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek on center court, then defeated Elena Rybakina and Elena Svitolina in Berlin. She had proven she could beat world número 1 players, Grand Slam champions, and the biggest names in the sport. Zheng, meanwhile, had endured a difficult stretch. A right elbow injury required surgery after Wimbledon 2025, and early exits at the French Open and Wimbledon sent her ranking tumbling from número 4 to número 123. Still, she had reached the Athens quarterfinals the previous week and was beginning to find her game again. A champion with nothing to lose is always dangerous. At 2 de la tarde Eastern at the William H. Fitzgerald Tennis Center, the atmosphere was electric. Filipino fans had traveled from New York, Virginia, Maryland, and beyond. The opening games were cautious, with both players testing each other. Zheng's serve still had serious power, but Eala was reading it well. In the 5th game, Eala earned the first break, and the crowd exploded. Zheng immediately broke back to make it 3-3, briefly swinging the momentum. But at 4-4, Eala raised her level. Her shots landed deeper, her movement became sharper, and a flawless backhand down the line left Zheng frozen. Eala broke again and served out the first set, 6-4. Zheng came out firing in the second, controlling rallies with her forehand and building a 4-2 lead. The stadium suddenly went quiet, but Eala had been in this position before. She had faced pressure against Swiatek and Rybakina and refused to panic. She broke back, held serve, broke again, and moved ahead 5-4. Zheng saved 2 match points, refusing to go quietly. Then Eala stepped to the baseline, took a breath, and fired a heavy serve out wide. Zheng barely returned it. The ball sat up short, and Eala crushed a forehand winner down the line. Game, set, match, 6-4, 6-4 pulgadas 1 hour and 42 minutes. The stadium completely lost it. Fans hugged, cried, and waved Philippine flags in every direction. This was bigger than one victory. Even before the match, supporters had packed Eala's practice sessions and followed her from the players' lounge to the back courts. One fan shouted that the Philippines was proud of her. Another young supporter said she didn't even play tennis but loved the way Eala fought. Former USA Open champion Andy Roddick had already described the growing excitement as Eala-mania, calling it a genuine movement. Washington proved him right. The win also carried major ranking implications. Eala entered the tournament at número 29 and was defending only 70 points during the entire North American hardcourt swing. That meant almost every point she earned before the USA Open would be a net gain. A DC quarterfinal would bring 108 points, a semifinal 195, a final 325, and a title 500. Only 163 points separated her from the top 24, putting the top 20 within realistic reach. With the USA Open seeding cutoff set for August 24, the timing could not have been better. Her next opponent would be either defending DC champion and 2021 USA Open finalist Eala Fernandez or Magdalinete. Neither matchup would be easy, but Eala had already beaten Swiatek, Rybakina, Svitolina, Coco Gauff, Madison Keys, Jasmine Paolini, and now Zheng. She had said before that she never enters a tournament targeting one specific round. Her approach is match by match, with the ultimate goal of winning. That mentality was forged in Hangzhou, strengthened through months of climbing the rankings, and sharpened every time someone doubted her. This victory proved Wimbledon was not a fluke. It proved her rise was not just one hot streak. And it proved she could compete against anyone, on any surface, under any kind of pressure. 3 years earlier, after losing to Zheng, Eala said she was proud that she had refused to go down without a fight. The truth is, she never stopped fighting. Now, surrounded by the fans who believed from the beginning, Eala had finally completed the comeback. The USA Open was in sight, the top 20 was within reach, and the most exciting part was that her story was still only getting started.